Where did this begin to go wrong, Lance? Because the American church used to be very political a couple decades ago.
I have a 1983 Leadership magazine, which captures the seminal moment when Jack Hayford and Rick Warren were discussing that the best way to change America in the culture war is to build better churches and more churches where they preach the gospel. Meanwhile, it was D. James Kennedy and others that said, well, while you're doing that, pray to God that the Marxists don't take over America because they will shut down your church within 30 years if you pursue that. You're called to disciple the nation and win souls, not just build churches. That moment captured the future trajectory of America. So there was a cottage industry of how to grow a church. It's an entrepreneurial phenomena. How to get the traffic in, have 7 points of contact. So what happened is church growth became a managerial science. But what we didn't recognize is that building bigger churches did not build more influence in culture. We neglected what the left was doing on the campuses that you're making up for now in your generation. Yeah. And because we didn't understand how the devil will fill the void of our negligence, we built big churches, and now I'm watching it happen.
Lance, there's a person in major Christian world that is saying we shouldn't get involved in politics. Do I have that right?
I found this out from a pastor and they wrote to me and said, I was attending a pastor's conference. We heard over and over again, we are not to say anything that could be taken as political or controversial. Pastors are not to be involved in politics at all. Pastors should not be involved in politics because it divides people. And the clear message, just love people, which goes to that, Jesus didn't preach hate thing, right? And don't do anything that would divide people. John Maxwell stunned me with his strong rebuke of those who take a political stand or position in this hour. We are to be silent in the face of evil. Maxwell made it clear that if you bring up anything political, you are trusting politicians rather than Jesus. We have to deal with that right now. So it's pretty clear, don't be political, just preach the gospel. Shame on you if you're political. What these pastors need to know, and what John Maxwell needs to find out right now, is that the majority of Americans in the pew are not going to be politically correct because political correctness is killing America. The inability to speak the truth regarding whether a man is a man or a woman is a woman is choking us. So the idea that we are seeking a solution in politics rather than from heaven is the opposite of the reality. If you don't show up in this political battle, then you are actually voting for the devil to take over America. And these pastors that are being told not to take a stand, what they should be told is, you don't ever have to be obnoxious or divisive. You're not in the business of doing that any more than Jesus was. But you are in the business of learning and developing the skill and the acumen to teach your people how to think biblically and vote biblically. That's their job.